What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe.
Want to go out to the phone lines, talk a little LSU spring football. Want to bring in Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com. Mike, how are you this morning?
Hey, I'm doing good, Taylor. Good to be with you, man.
Yeah, thanks so much for making time, Mike. Okay, look, the LSU spring scrimmage, if you want to call it, the open practice to the fans occurred on Saturday. Kind of give you a broader question to start, whether it's the game as a whole or just spring practice in general. What's kind of been your biggest takeaway? Like anything surprise you either positively or negatively?
Look, a lot of spring games are boring, although I think the previous two were decent as far as spring games. You know, it's always a thing we say, it's the best thing that comes out of it is if you can get out of it without an injury. And, of course, you host a lot of recruits on that day. But Saturday was really totally uneventful. And if you were trying to look for something on Saturday to hang your hat on to justify whether you have LSU going 11-1 or 10-2, I don't think you saw it on Saturday.
Any concern about the offensive line? I mean, I know like everyone talks about how talented this LSU offense can be, but like O-line, probably the biggest question mark right now, right?
It absolutely is. I'd say O-line and safety, one for offense, one for defense. I mean, look, you can sit there and say, you know, at this point, the defense should be ahead of the offense. But look, man, you got a lot of new faces on defense. You got a new defensive line coach, a lot of transfer portal guys coming off the edge. Those were the guys that impressed most during the spring scrimmage. You know, look, we know you can look at the resumes of everybody they signed in the portal, top portal class in the country. I've been at it every practice. I think there's a lot to be excited about, but for the minutes that we've been out at practice, I don't know. There's a whole lot that where you see where coaches will say, so-and-so flashed today or this and that. Sure like Pyburn. I sure like all the edge rushers. Wide receiver core is loaded. Despite Durham not being out there on Saturday, I think that group's going to be strong. But the offensive line is a big worry. And a lot of talent there, a lot of size. I mean, when you look at the O-line and the D-line and you look at them coming at you on the practice field, you're like, man, this is an impressive-looking group. But is this offensive line going to be able to produce a running game? And you know, is Brad Davis going to get some scrutiny, or is he under the microscope this upcoming football season? I say he is.
Mike, switching to the defensive side here real quick. You were talking about how impressed you were with all the edge rushers. What has been, in your opinion, the biggest improvement defensively you've seen during the spring? Like, is it edge rusher, or could it be maybe the DB group?
I'm going to say the edge rushers. I keep saying in our practice reports, I know Mansour Delane is a very good cornerback. But has there been multiple days where we've been out there and there's been 50-50 balls and he's, won more often than not against a Chris Hilton? We just haven't seen those type of things. It's not to say it's not happening during the minutes that we're not out there. I still think safety is the concern, though. Toviano by our total had 7 tackles on Saturday. And Spears, of course, had a couple. But yeah, I like that they've got safety in numbers at corner and safety, but I don't think we're going to know what they've got until we see them against Clemson. We get 2 more practices. We get a little bit more time out there tomorrow. We get Brian Kelly after that, and then again on Thursday, and then players, and that'll be the end of spring.
As far as the secondary goes, Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com joining us now. You know, you got a lot of bodies there at corner. Safety, not necessarily the case. Like, is that somewhere you could see Brian Kelly maybe dipping into that spring portal window?
He could if there's one that he thinks he could help him. I think if there's a defensive tackle there that they think could be of help, and the price tag's not high, that they'll go for somebody there. To be realistic, I was talking to some guys about the LSU roster. What would be the over and under on how many LSU guys get in the portal? And I don't know what you think, but kind of think of 3 or 4. Is that probably the high end? I don't know.
Mike, as far as whether it's the portal or anything like that, like what do you mentioned defensive tackle like dipping into in the portal, but as far as on the field goes, obviously they lose Bo Davis, they bring in Kyle Williams. What have you seen from Kyle Williams out there at practice?
Man, I like how engaged he is, and it looks like the players have responded to him. I'm hearing a lot of positive things. I mean, certainly a guy like Sadir Mitchell, who came in, was recruited by Bo Davis, transferred in LSU. Heard things that he wasn't exactly happy when he got the word that Davis was leaving. But I think when you bring in a guy like Kyle Williams, who's highly revered up in Buffalo, and his NFL career ended not too long ago, that had to have been an eye-opener, despite not having much experience coaching defensive linemen other than at the high school level. Seen some new drills out there that we haven't seen before, so he brought some of that. But there's no denying the fact that he knows the position, and I think he's. I don't know. I like from what I see. I just like the interaction that I see out of him with his players, with his group.
Mike, switching back to the offense here a little bit. The tight end position, you obviously lose Mason Taylor, who's like your most productive tight end you've ever had here. You bring in Bauer Sharp. You obviously have Trey'Dez Green. Like, Bauer Sharp's going to be your more traditional tight end. Where do you see Trey'Dez? I mean, I know like a lot of people like him out wide. A lot of people like him as that traditional tight end role. I mean, you think he'll kind of be that hybrid?
I think he's going to be. I would love to know what their target weight for him is, and how many calories they're trying to put him each day. Is there a weight that they say this is the maximum we want to go with him? If we go any heavier than that, he'll lose his effectiveness as a receiver. But at the same time, you want him to be able to run block and move his guy down the red zone. Bauer Sharp's not exactly a big guy either. That's why I was just kind of like, if you ever go power, do you have the tight ends for power? I love what I've seen, how they've been utilizing Bauer Sharp in practices. Some of the plays we've seen with him and quick slants and so forth, that they utilize some of that stuff in games. He's an absolute weapon. And so, yeah, I mean, LaFleur obviously is gotten bigger already, but he's a true freshman. I've kind of wondered for months out loud, if there was another tight end there, would they get one? Not just because not that you need one, that maybe you just need one for just for safety purposes in case of you have an injury or two at that position.
Mike Scarborough with us right now. Mike, before I get you out of here, just one more for you. Offense, defense, wherever you want to go, like going into the fall, leaving spring, what do you think LSU's deepest position is?
Wide receiver. When you start talking about who's going to get in the portal, I mean, they've got so many capable wide receivers. Let me ask you this. If Jawan Johnson wasn't needed at quarterback, where would he be right now?
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day because, with Colin Hurley coming back, I'm like, do you move him to defense? Do you keep him at running back? It's like you're not going to play him at receiver. Yeah, no, I get it. Like, that's such a deep group.
Yeah, and so you look at if you go one through whatever with your wide receivers, who's your last wide receiver? And I guarantee you he's a very good wide receiver. Is there a guy there or two that say, man, they're just too deep here, and I'm not going to get to play? I think Juwan Johnson is a wide receiver, but he's not a wide receiver at LSU, and he's certainly not a wide receiver at LSU if he keeps getting moved around and doesn't get a chance to develop there.
Mike, thanks for hopping on with us. Before we get you out of here, let people know where they can find your stuff.
That's it. Go to TigerBait.com, our YouTube channel, LSU Tigers on TigerBait. You can follow me on X, at Scarborough Mike.
All right, Mike, thanks for hopping on with us today, man.
All right, man. Talk soon.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.